Schema changes in a productive system might sound simple on the surface. But as data engineers across the globe can attest, this exercise can quickly turn into a lengthy operation if carried out without the assistance of an automation tool such as ADE. First of all, intimate knowledge of the data model and its sources are required to create error-free SQL code. SQL statements can often get complex depending on your particular data model. If the SQL code is not carefully designed, we have often seen the requirement to execute potentially costly table reloads. Once the changes are ready to go, we need to find a time when they can be safely promoted to a certain runtime environment. Last but not least, the important documentation of changes can easily be forgotten. Agile Data Engine significantly streamlines this process, as you will see in this demo. Today we want to demonstrate a scenario that data engineers are all too familiar with: schema changes in a publishing layer due to updates in the data sources. What we want to show specifically are two things: a new column needs to be added and data loaded. Plus, this column should be inserted into a specific spot to allow analysts an uninterrupted user experience when querying published data. Also, we have been asked to merge the content of two columns. These values need to be separated by a tilde. It is critical for us to leave the already loaded data in place to avoid a potentially time-consuming and costly reload. Only new data should be added. Let's have a quick look into the Cloud Data Warehouse table. In our demo, we will merge name and destination columns into one and add a new column called reference point D. Both will be added in the middle of the column list and the existing data will be preserved. Let's now have a look into Agile Data Engine column definitions view. A new column will be added within Agile Data Engine's user interface. First, an attribute name and a logical data type is defined. The column has been added at the end of column list. Let's rearrange it and simply move it after reference point C column. No extra coding needed. After a column has been added, it requires a load mapping. Let's use a one-to-one column derivation in that case. Let us show you how to easily add, merge or delete columns and add transformations. A new text column called name destination is added. Two original columns are removed from the entity. The data in the column will be values concatenated by a tilde sign. Let's use a predefined business key transformation to achieve this. SQL code has been automatically generated and the column definition is standardized. There's no room for manual actions and errors. The changes can now be promoted to the database. The smart ADE deployment worker will check if the deployment can be safely executed. It will scan for any workflows that might be interfering with these specific changes. Commit is done with one click and Agile Data Engine handles all the needed operations and generates code. The details are visible in the deployment log. Now that we have deployed the schema changes, new data will be added next time the data loads are scheduled to run. Workflow has been executed and the changes are visible in the dataset. The data is there for both columns. Even for this simple demo scenario, the executed SQL is few hundred lines of code. Without full automation, those changes would be prone to errors and individual development styles. And here we go. In just a few simple steps we were able to make the required schema changes. As discussed earlier, they might look simple on the surface, but they can be very time-consuming if not done in the right way. ADE allows us to safely enter all changes via a common user interface that spans multiple different cloud DW vendors. Efficient and minimally evasive SQL code was automatically created and documented. ADE in effect provided guardrails that dramatically limit the room for human error. Promotion of the updates was fast and reliable. Our business stakeholders were able to continue with their daily work, there was no downtime. And that concludes our demo of the powerful modeling capabilities within the Agile Data Engine platform.